Hey everybody, welcome back. Um, welcome into all my new subscribers because there are a bunch of you. Thank you for coming over. We hope you stick around a while and we get to know you. And thank you, of course, to all my returning subscribers that continue to come back every time I post a video and join in on this chaos train. So, Wednesday, for those that are new here, if you have if you haven't seen any of my other videos, Wednesdays is a little collaboration between myself and some Yarny friends and sisters. It started off with and I'm getting pop-ups again. Me, my Yarny friend and sister Rainey over at the Woolly Llama Shop, and Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochets. Back last summer, we were doing a kind of crochet along for 100 Days of Halloween. And Rainey and I specifically were making very large blankets, which doing a square a day or 100 squares basically to build a Halloween or fall themed blanket. Patricia was also making along with us. She was making wearables and accessories. I think she did some amigurumi. We were just doing a lot of stuff and things that were taking more time to work on, and we weren't getting a whole lot done. So, what we started doing was we started playing around with some little Woobles kits and other kits that you could find at like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, online. And we started making the little Woobles, etc., just as kind of an instant gratification kind of project to give us something that we were actually completing, to give an that little endorphin rush that you finish something so that it could keep you motivated to continue on the larger project that was going to take a while. So, what we had decided, because we were having so much fun with it, was to share it with you guys. And we ended up calling it Wooblin Wednesday. And then we had some other content creators that thought it sounded like fun, and they've decided to join in. And that would be Amy at Hooked on Wishing, Joy from over at Find Your Joy. We've had Sam from Memphis Makes join in. We've had Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. We've had Jan from the Sassy Alaskan Crafter. Who else has joined in? I'm trying to remember. We've had several of you guys that do not have a channel that have joined in. And some of these content creators, even though they're not really big into amigurumis or they didn't want to participate in another crochet along or make along because they've had a lot of stuff coming and going on, and they kind of just wanted to kind of kick back and work on projects that they felt like doing. Well, they kind of fell into that little enticement, because during the 100 Days of Halloween, Rainey thought it would be fun since she has an embroidery business on the side when she's not at her job out of the house. Um, and she decided she was going to offer patches for those who worked on the 100 Days of Halloween with us. If you completed a fall or Halloween themed project, you earned a merit badge patch for the 100 Days of Halloween. And a lot of people had a lot of fun. There was a lot of patches that went out. And so she also did one during November for the Giving Crafter. If you made a project and you donated it or gifted it, you earned your Cool Kids Merit Badge or patch for that as well. So, Rainey and Patricia and I talking, um, Rainey had decided that wouldn't it be a lot of fun if we offered a badge again for Wooblin Wednesday, but call it the Amigurumi Master Badge? And her husband Derek is phenomenal in designing these things. Um, he is the wizard when it comes to the design. and she is the sorceress when it comes to getting it all stitched out. They are an incredible team. So, um, basically what we figured out was we had to make it a little more challenging. This time you couldn't just do one little project and earn a badge and be done. We wanted you guys to have a little challenge, but still have a little fun. So because we know not Woobles aren't everybody's cup of tea, um, you either hate them or you don't have access to them or you don't like the price tag. Um, for whatever reason. Um, so that was why we decided that we would also do alternative kits. Like I said, from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, maybe Amazon, Walmart, wherever we could get our hot little hands on a kit. And also doing some makes out of these books right here. The Amigurumi Critters by The Curious Papaya and the actual Woobles Crochet Amigurumi book by Amy Ting. And what we decided to do, since not everybody has access to maybe specific pattern kits that we're doing, we decided that when we're going to work on a kit, we were going to search the interwebs and find a free pattern, written pattern on a blog post or free tutorial for a make that is as similar as we can find to what we are making. And that way you could still participate with us, and you wouldn't have to pay for a pattern or pay for a kit. You could use your own stuff, and the pattern would either be free on a blog post or in a video tutorial. Sorry. So, how you could earn it is you can either do one of the kits that I do and send a picture in when you complete that make. Or you can do one of my picks for a free pattern that I link every week in my description box for the video. Um, like you will see, um, like last week's pick that we were working on for this week was a pig. So I found a free pattern for a cute little pig. And if you made that, then you had 1/3 of your batch earned. And then you also have to do one of the same makes from Rainey and from Patricia, either the same exact kit they're working on or the free pattern that we provide. Um, for all three of us. Once you've completed your make from me, your make from Rainey, and your make from Patricia, you send in your pictures and your name is put in that you have earned your badge. So we've had a lot of people joining in that wouldn't necessarily think that they would have fun making little amiguramis, and you can use them for ornaments. Kids like to tie these things to their backpacks now. I think they're wonderful little random acts of kindness or to tie on a gift. You can just use them ornaments. You can use them for anything. So, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of how Amigurumi, how Wooblin Wednesday got started and what we are doing with it and why so many people are joining in. We're having a lot of fun with it. And if you're new and you want to participate, here's your chance. So, um, the pattern or kit that I picked out last week was what was from some acquisitions. Brian and I had gone out of town, and I don't have Hobby Lobby near me. Everything is nearly an hour or over an hour away. And we happened to go into a town where they have a Hobby Lobby, and we ran in and just randomly, we had walked around the store because I went in looking for something specific for one of my other segments, my Thursday segment, Duck Duck Dish Club. And we were walking down an aisle, and away from the crochet section, they happened to have an end cap with some crochet kits. I don't know if they had just put them out because it looked pretty full. But it wasn't right where the crochet was. So I wasn't even expecting to see it. And I spotted two crochet kits that I thought were super adorable. So I couldn't reach them. Brian had to reach up and get them because I'm 5'4" and a half. So a lot of times I just can't reach. Well, the kit that I chose was from when we had gone, and that kit was from 44th Street Needle Company crochet kit, and it was the little pig. I think she is super adorable. Like I said, I found this at Hobby Lobby, and normally when I do get to those bigger towns and I'm able to go to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, they barely have any kits. And if they do have some, more times than not, it's not something I'm interested in. So when I saw this, I love piggies. I love piggies. I think she was super adorable. So I snatched her. Well, Brian did. He snatched another one, but we haven't worked on that one yet. So of course it came with all the yarn, the stuffing, the needle, the instructions. The instructions were pretty straightforward. I was happy about that. Not obviously, some of them we have found are AI generated. This is not one of them. The yarn was just like working with Woobles yarn. Um, I actually enjoyed making the pig. I have to say. I did make a change. Um, you they had you working up every single little piece, and then once you created the body, you sewed them on. I did not do that. Um, I created all the pieces. I tend to do that when I work in amigurumi. I will make like the appendages, little parts and pieces that they want you to sew on later. I will create those little parts and pieces prior to the main portion of the body or the face. And that way, if I can make it as no sew as possible, I will implement them in as I'm crocheting. That means that's less that I gotta sew. And that was what I did. There was very little I had to sew on. Um, if I remember correctly. We'll go over it in just a second. And one of the other changes that I did was when you made the feet, they had you do the actual bottom of the foot, and then you single crocheted around in the back loop to make, it more pronounced that it was a bottom, and then go up one round. I chose to do an additional round because I didn't want it to look like it was sitting on nubbies. I mean, still it kind of does, but the legs are a little longer. So I had quite a bit of the pink left, quite a bit, and I had quite a bit of the dark pink too. But there's the light pink, quite a bit. So I could probably make another pig, honestly. And I did end up using the stuffing this time. A lot of times I totally forget because I'm used to grabbing stuffing out of the little zipper pouch that sits next to my recliner. But I actually used it this time, and the rest can go in the thing. So, what did my piggy look like? Well, I also opted not to use the eyes. I felt the eyes were a little small for the pig. So I have a bunch of safety eyes. So I got some out that I thought were super cute. And here's my piggy. So as you can see, I did an extra round on the feet. So instead of one after you go up, I did two. And then as I was working, you start from the front on the body. I already had the ears done. I had the snout done. I had the feet done. So once you get so far, you add on your safety eyes. Well, what I chose to do was I chose to sew my nose on while it was still open in a shell, basically. And that way I wasn't going through and pulling fiberfill out and all that. And when I got so far back, I had looked at the pattern where you were going to sew the ears on. I went ahead and sewed the ears on before it was stuffed as well. And that way everything was hidden on the inside and I wasn't pulling stuffing out. And then I was doing the same thing with the feet. Um, Once I got so far, like halfway through the body, because I already had the face put on, I was able to put the feet where I wanted them. And then when I got close to the end, when we started to do the decrease, I went ahead and sewed the back feet on, and then I made a little curly Q tail. Um, I changed the flower a little bit too. It was weird how they did the flower, so I just did, I think it was 5 or 6 single crochets into, I didn't do a magic loop. I just chained 2 and started that way, and then I switched yarn to the darker color, and then I just used the ends to tie the, flower on, and I just wove them in. And that way, it was easier to put them on with me building the pig rather than waiting till the whole body was done and sew them on like that. And it actually went very quick. I like her. I think she's cute. Who doesn't love a little piggy? So there we go. That was my pig. I actually like these 44th Street Needle Company crochet kits. This was the first one that I've done. Um, I'd heard some not so good things about the other kits that have the regular yarn that are kind of just like our, right here, what was supposed to be Frank the Frog that we did for last week. And it has the regular not so good yarn in it, and it ended up not even having enough yarn. And so our Frank the Frog became Lucky the Frog because he only has one leg. Um, and if you missed that, I'll show him to you. I made lemonade out of lemons. So this is why he's lucky. There was only like about this much of the yarn left, and it wouldn't even start a toe. So um I just made a little storyline. The reason why we changed his name to Lucky from that kit instead of Frank, because obviously something happened. He lost a leg. Somebody had it for frog legs, but he was lucky because they didn't get his other leg. He was able to escape. So Lucky has been through some stuff. And the free pattern for last week's with him was this little crocheted crazy frog. It was a video tutorial, if I remember correctly. And I've opted to name him. Oh, what did I name him? Sam gave me the perfect name because he has become Lucky's emotional support frog because, they've been through some stuff. I'll think of it in a minute. But maybe I need to make him a little name tag. So that's Lucky and his emotional support frog. And he at first I was kind of upset because he wasn't working out the way he should have because he only had the one leg. But I think it was kinda meant to be because a whole storyline was created for him, so, yeah, and so now we have Pig. It just says Pig on there, she doesn't have a name, so we're gonna call her Petunia. I think she's adorable, and I like how one little ear flips down. It seems like all the pigs that I had when I was helping raise pigs and when I was raising pigs had the ear flip too, so that's Petunia. So we will put her right there by Lucky. Yeah. So I can get rid of this now, and I will save the pattern because I can use it um at another time for another make. And I can put these in my little scrap bin for Wooble yarns. And then I wanted to talk about something because even though Rainey and Patricia and I started this Wooblin Wednesday journey with you guys and gave you guys the opportunity to make along with us and earn a Cool Kids Merit Badge patch. Guess what? We're also making stuff that the others are so that we can earn our patch too. So, and of course, that means that everything that I make counts toward my badge because I made my pick, right? Because there's been weeks where, like with Lucky, I have not only made the kit that I picked for that week, but I have also made the free pattern that I gave as a suggestion for you guys, or use the tutorial to make as well. I did it quite a bit during Christmas, like with the penguin, the polar bear. I did it with my frog. I did not do it this week, and there's a reason. I just made my pig. I didn't make the freebie pig. I still may at some point because I think it's adorable. Um, so I decided I was going to work on earning my merit badge, Cool Kids badge, because I'm already part of the crochet gang. So, um, yeah, so I gotta have the Amigurumi master badge because we all know I'm crazy. I love amigurumi. I'm all the time making Ami, so why not, right? So, I already had, besides my own stuff that I've completed to count, um, that means I would have had to pick something that Rainey's made or one of her free patterns, and also Patricia. Well, it so happens that I think it was right before Christmas. We don't talk about which kit or free pattern we're going to do for the week between me and Patricia and Rainey. So it's always a surprise to us when we watch the video what they worked on, right? Well, it just so happened right before Christmas, Rainey and I picked the same thing to work on. We both picked the polar bear from the Woobles ornament. Um, it was the Christmas ornament box, limited edition ornament box. And that week we both ended up picking the same thing. So I have made one of Rainey's picks, and by proxy, so has she. And that meant I had to still do something from Patricia's. So I was trying to remember because really I figured out I should be writing down what we're all doing every week because I totally forgot. I could not remember between me and Patricia and Rainey what all we've done, the free patterns that we have found, and everything else. So I had to go through Patricia's videos and figure out what kits she had done. Have I done any of those since we started Wooblin Wednesday? And what freebies she has given. So I did that the other day when I had some time. It was a lot of homework. And I decided that I was going to, because spring is coming and I love birds. The longer you're here, you guys, especially during the summer, you will hear me talk a lot about the hummingbirds. Um, and I'll try and post more videos and maybe video shorts this coming year because I have so much fun watching them. Because certain times of the year I get bombarded with them and have to keep putting out more and more feeders. They will even get in my kitchen window and eat at me through the window while I'm doing dishes to let me know, hey, lady, the drive-through feeder's about empty. You need to give us a refill. So I decided I was going to do her cardinal pick. I was going to do the bird because we do have two cardinals um, that I see almost daily here. They're the only two that I see. We do have a couple doves as well, but I decided I was going to do the little cardinal. Her cardinal was the free pattern pick, and it was from Crafty Crochet Castle. I will try and remember to link it in the description box. If you do make it, technically, it's one of Patricia's picks. I just made it to participate to earn my Cool Kids Amigurumi Master Patch, because it was her pick. She actually did the Wooble kit. I think it's the big and the little bird with the sweaters, and her free pick was this cardinal from that website. My face is a little crooked on it, but it's okay. I'm fine with it because, like people, we're all different and we have our imperfections. Oh, it's all right. So, yes, I completed it. So, I've done all mine. I've done a Rainy and I've done a Patricia. And I will probably be making some more because I find them fun. And whenever I have a free moment, when I'm not working on something else, I do find other little things to make. Like I said, for random acts of kindness and to gift, and stuff like that because I like to make people happy. This can actually get put away because it's from all of the Christmas ornaments that I'm putting away. So we will put our little cardinal right there. And I'm going to put that right there. I think that's the right. No, it's not the right bag. I'll move it. Okay, so that leaves us to what kit am I going to be working on this week for next Wednesday? So I decided because I got several at Christmas. And I have not even opened them. I showed them in an acquisitions video. I think it was maybe a couple weeks ago. I can't remember. Um, and so I couldn't pick because they're all so cute. There was a koala, a little leopard, a little oyster clam, a teddy bear, a turtle. I don't remember. So I ended up doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yes, I did. I have a habit of doing that. I have a hard time picking things and because I want to do them all and I know that I can't do them all at one time and I can't decide which things to pick first. So I will either do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, or I am known to put things on a little piece of paper and either draw it out of a hat or a container. I always keep empty containers around just for that very reason. So the kit that I decided I was going to work on this week is from Cookie Box. And it says, I'm Charlie, crochet kit for beginners, of course. We don't care that it says beginner. We have fun with them. And we like to even make them more intricate and add changes. So this is Charlie, and he is the bear. They had, besides the koala bear, they had three different bears. They had a chocolate brown one, this tan one, and they had a gray one. This is the only one with a heart. And basically, if you bought this one, you basically have all three bears. All you got to do is just change the color. This one just also gives you the heart pattern. So, let's open the kit because it's still got the wrapper on it and see what all is inside. Sorry for the crinkles, guys. And I wanted to apologize that I was not able to get my Amigurumi Monday video out. We had so much going on. Um, we were prepping everything because the two youngest kittens were going Monday to be spayed and neutered. And so we were going to have to make all kinds of preparations because we were having two with surgery. And our washer decided to go out. And so originally the plan was just to go look for a new washer to replace the one that went out and hopefully find one that matched our dryer because the dryer is still fine. They did not carry our brand of washer anymore around here. So we ended up deciding and with the cost of repairing the washer, we might as well just get a brand new washer and dryer and have them under warranty. So that is what we did. And then since then, we've had to prep to get the old stuff out, to get the new stuff in that was delivered on Tuesday. Um, yeah, and I've had doctor's appointments galore. I am, yesterday, I actually fell asleep in my recliner when I got home from an appointment for about maybe 45 minutes to an hour, because I was so exhausted. Um, I just need an entire week with just like woos. I need the woosah vibe. So let's get back to Cookie Box. So we're gonna open Charlie, and this will be the first time I'm doing an actual cookie box. Okay, so we've got, and I can't show you the code because it says, let's get crocheting, scan the QR, or head to cookiebox.store/Charlie. And right there. Care instructions. Keep your toy plush and fab with these. Wash and rinse. They want you to hand wash in cool water. Use a tiny bit of wool detergent or your fave shampoo. Rinse 3 to 4 times. Um, no machines, irons, harsh detergents, and soaps, please. But when you wash and rinse, you squeeze, press gently to remove excess water, then give it a towel hug to soak up the rest. Do not wring. Air out, let dry, keep away from direct sunlight. That's pretty cool. This is the first crochet kit that I've seen that actually comes with cleaning instructions. Awesome. And then we've got the little card, cookie box buzzing. Follow our Amazon store. Thank you for picking Cookie Box Kits. I'm excited to guide you through each stitch toward creating something beautiful. Remember, your potential is limitless. Keep at it. Happy crocheting. Mary Sercheva. And then they ask you to leave a review. And these are the Cookie Box Kits. That is the koala I was talking about. Oh, I didn't realize the gray one has the heart. But there's the brown bear, and then, of course, there's Charlie. And there's the turtle. I think the only one I don't have is maybe the jellyfish. I think I have the bunny. I don't know, I'll have to look. Um, I have kits piled up in a tote over here. It's overflowing. Um, just to keep us busy when we're not working on the large stuff. So there's that. And then there's this must be a sticker. It says cookie box. That's pretty cool. I like the colors. And let's see what we've got. And then here's the contents. So we have the cookie box tube yarn, 68% cotton, 32% nylon, and these do not have a color. So there's this kind of sandy tan, and then you've got your red, and I love how they use the rainbow cookie box. And then we've got white. And looky here, we have a 3-point millimeter crochet hook, and it's in my favorite color, purple. And we've got cookie crumbs, the little accessory pack, which I do believe is the eyeballs and stitch marker, maybe. Open it, Missy. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Yes, we have stitch markers. We have the darning needle for weaving in ends and sewing on pieces. Um, it would help if we can get this to open back up so I can put them back in. And we have a pink stitch marker. We have a red stitch marker. We have a green stitch marker. And we have the safety eyes, which are the sunken in eyes, and then here's the insert. So it's that sparkly green. So you just put it on the back of the post for the safety eyes. And of course, it has the 2 eyes. So we'll put that in there. And then you have the safety eye backs that make them the sunken. They use the good. Oh my gosh. I just dropped my eyeball. Oh, I will have to It was the eyeball and the back went flying. Oh, there's the other eyeball. So we're missing a back. I will have to find it. I am clumsy today, guys. And then we have stuffing, of course. Oh my gosh, my can is dented. I just realized that. I kind of popped it out. Oh well. So there that. So I will keep that right there so I will be able to look for the other eyeball and no, the back. So that is what we are going to be working on. We are going to be working on Charlie the bear for Cookie Box. And trying to remember if there's anything I know else I need to tell you. I think I've covered all the bases for all the new people. And I should have said if you guys are old crew and you didn't want to hear the whole spiel on what it's all about for Wooblin Wednesday, you could have just been sitting there going, nah, nah, nah. Go make yourself a drink, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much Wooblin Wednesday. Um, please go check out all my Yarny friends and sisters that I mentioned that have a channel. Um, Rainy from the Woolly Llama Shop, Patricia from Yarny Cat Crochet. They should be dropping a video today, I hope. I know Rainy's been sick. I don't know how much she's got recorded. Um, we also have Jan, the sassy Alaskan crafter, who's been participating. She's done some videos to show her makes for Wooblin Wednesday. We have Laura from Mad Mimi's Crocheting and Farming, as I affectionately and a lot of people call her, Lala. She has done some videos to show us her Wooblin Wednesday makes. I think she had one more to do. I think she had Patricia's still to do, if I remember correctly. And then Sam from over at Memphis Makes, she's already completed all her Wooblin Wednesday makes. So she has earned her Amigurumi Master Patch. And then we also have Amy at Hooked on Wishing, who I don't know how many she's done. I don't remember. I'm starting to lose track. And then we also have Joy from Find Your Joy, who has also been working on her Amigurumi Master Badge. And I can't remember. I think she's done Patricia's. I think she's done Rainey's. I don't think she's done one of my picks yet. I don't remember. I need to start writing it down. I have been getting pictures sent in. People who are sending them to me, I'm also forwarding them to Rainey because she is keeping track because she is the one that is creating the patches. But at some point, I will actually, when I get downtime, I will take, and I'm kind of waiting till I have a bunch of pictures, and I will do like a video montage like we are for Duck Duck Dishcloth on Thursdays. And that way, all of the pictures that are being sent in of everybody's makes, I can put them in there and everybody can see. So yeah, so any announcements? Yes. Come back tomorrow, Thursday, for Duck Duck Dishcloth to see what the ducks have in store as to what we will be making for the coming week. And I'll show you my finished dishcloth from what the duckies picked last week. And then we'll find out our new one. And we'll see. I've got an email box full of pictures again. So after I'm done with it, I will be working on getting pictures prepped and ready. And if you've been participating in Duck Duck Dishcloth and have not sent your dishcloth to me yet in email, you still have time. I need them by noon central on Wednesdays. If they come any later, or if you finish it later, I know some people are still waiting on their books. Um, once I get your dishcloth pictures, I will put them in whatever video I'm getting ready to work on. Um, it doesn't matter if they're late, guys, because I know some of you are worried about playing catch up. Take your time, pace yourself. Don't stress out. We want you to have fun. The duckies demand you have fun. So I guess with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I shall see you tomorrow for Duck Duck Dishcloth. And I'm going to leave you with these parting words. Life is not perfect, so be kind. Try and create something new every day and keep reaching for the stars and your yarn. So till next time, guys, love you bunches. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.